Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a place where your mind finally feels light, where the noise of the world fades into the background and peace quietly takes its place. What if I told you that calmness is not something you chase outside, but something you can awaken inside? Stay with me, because in the next moments, you'll hear words that have soothed hearts for centuries, words that may help you slow down, breathe deeper, and discover serenity within yourself. Within you, there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time, said Hermann Hesse. How often do we forget that peace is not a distant destination, but a room inside our own hearts? Think of it as a hidden garden. The more often you visit it, the more it flourishes. Each time you pause, each time you breathe deeply and let go, the sanctuary grows more alive. Imagine walking into that sanctuary now. Would it be a forest, a quiet beach, or simply a moment of silence before sleep? Your sanctuary is always waiting, patiently, for you to return. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." Harmony begins not when everything outside is perfect, but when you allow yourself to soften inside. If you hold too tightly to the chaos of the world, your spirit becomes restless. But when you choose harmony with yourself, accepting your flaws, your struggles, your journey, the world seems to breathe with you, not against you. Pause here. Breathe in. Let your lungs fill with air as though you were filling your life with balance. Breathe out. Release what you no longer need. That is harmony. Lao Tzu, the ancient sage, whispered across time, "Silence is a source of great strength." Silence is not weakness. It is not emptiness. It is the power to hold your ground when the world pulls you in every direction. Picture water, calm and still, reflecting the sky like a perfect mirror. That is the strength of silence. When you learn to stay calm like water, even the strongest storms cannot shake you. You bend, you flow, but you do not break. Rumi, the mystic poet, once wrote, "When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase 'each other' doesn't make any sense." Sometimes words cannot capture the weight that leaves your shoulders when you are at peace. Sometimes the quiet of nature, or even a moment of solitude, can speak louder than any human voice. Imagine sitting under a tree where the air feels light and time slows down. In that moment, you realize you need nothing more than to simply be. That is the essence of relaxation. There is an old Japanese proverb, "The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists." Calmness does not mean standing stiff and unshakable. It means learning to bend, to adapt, to flow. When stress knocks on your door, you can resist it with anger or fight, but eventually the weight becomes too much. Or you can bend with it, like bamboo in the wind, and let the storm pass. What breaks many people is not the storm itself, but their refusal to bend. If you allow yourself to flow, you will always return to stillness after the storm. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." We search endlessly through jobs, through relationships, through distractions, hoping to find calmness in something external. But peace is not in the noise of the outside world. It is in the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Close your eyes again and listen. That steady beat is your reminder that you are here, alive and safe. No matter the chaos outside, the stillness inside you is eternal. Eckhart Tolle reminds us, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Anxiety belongs to the future. Regrets belong to the past, but calmness only lives now in this very breath. Every time you get lost in worry, come back to your breath. Inhale, exhale. Let it remind you, this moment is enough. This moment is all there is. When you live in the present, you hold the key to inner freedom. Seneca, another Stoic, wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Imagine a person holding water in their hands. If they grip too tightly, the water slips through their fingers. But if they hold gently, they can feel the coolness and life of it. The present moment is the same. Hold it gently. If you clutch it with fear of losing it, you will never feel its beauty. Relax. Live gently with this moment, and happiness will quietly sit beside you. Thich Nhat Hanh, the gentle Zen master, once said, "Smile, breathe, and go slowly." So simple, so small, but in that smile is healing, in that breath is strength, and in going slowly is wisdom. Why do we rush as if racing to some invisible finish line? Why do we act as though peace will only come once we achieve, once we succeed, once we conquer? Peace was never waiting at the finish line. Peace has always been in the smile you give yourself, in the breath you take right now, in the way you walk slowly and notice life's details. Even the smallest flower at your feet is a lesson in calmness. Albert Einstein, a man of logic and science, said, "A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness." Think about the world today, full of endless scrolling, constant comparisons, and unrelenting goals. Restlessness eats away at the soul. But a modest life, filled with calm mornings, slow conversations, and meaningful moments, gives more lasting joy than any award or recognition. Calmness is not the absence of ambition, it is the presence of balance. Ambition with calmness is power. Ambition without calmness is poison. Sometimes, calmness can be found in the simplest truths. The poet Ralph Emerson wrote, "Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. You cannot buy it, you cannot borrow it, and no one can hand it to you wrapped in a box. Peace is yours to build, yours to protect. Others can inspire you, others can guide you, but only you can sit with yourself and choose to release what disturbs you. You are both the creator and the guardian of your peace." Let us turn again to Rumi, who said, "Try to accept the changing seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the changing seasons that pass over your fields." Just as the trees do not resist autumn when the leaves fall, we too must allow seasons to pass through us. There will be moments of sorrow, moments of joy, moments of uncertainty, but each season of the heart has its place, and none of them lasts forever. Calmness is not denying these changes, it is embracing them, knowing that after every winter, spring always returns. Henry David Thoreau, who spent years living by a quiet pond, wrote, "I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude. Solitude frightens many because, in silence, we are left with our own thoughts. But if you welcome solitude, it becomes a friend, not an enemy. In solitude, you hear yourself more clearly. In solitude, you find the strength you did not know was waiting inside you. Loneliness is when you run from yourself. Calm solitude is when you sit with yourself and finally listen." "Calmness is the cradle of power," said Josiah Gillard Holland. Power is not always about action, about rushing, about movement. Real power often comes from patience, from stillness, from quiet certainty. Imagine a lion resting in the sun. It does not need to roar to prove its strength. Its calm presence alone radiates power. That is what calmness offers you, the quiet, unshakable strength that others feel, even in your silence. There's a Chinese saying, "Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are."
How many times do we mold ourselves to fit expectations, to play rules, to chase standards set by others? That tension wears us down. But when you relax into who you truly are, when you stop fighting yourself, you realize peace was waiting underneath the disguise. You are enough, exactly as you are. That is where relaxation begins, not in becoming someone else, but in returning to yourself. Think about this. The best fighter is never angry, wrote Lao Tzu. Calmness gives you control. Anger blinds, fear shakes, but calmness allows you to act with clarity. A calm person can walk through chaos without being consumed by it. That is not weakness. That is strength refined. When life challenges you, do not let anger lead you into decisions you will regret. Let calmness be your shield, and you will win battles without ever raising your voice.
Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a place where your mind finally feels light, where the noise of the world fades into the background and peace quietly takes its place. What if I told you that calmness is not something you chase outside, but something you can awaken inside?